What's up, everybody? Seth Feroce here with another clickbait video. Why I quit taking steroids. No, I'm not fucking with you on that. So, again, with the title of the video, why I quit taking steroids. I didn't quit taking steroids. I take an HRT dose through the doctor. Everything is regulated now. No more sauced out Seth. That's what this video is. It's, because there'll be a fucking ton of people that are like, he still takes steroids. Yeah, motherfucker, I have to. I knew that going into it years ago. But the big question that I've gotten is, I went from being 235 pounds, 245 pounds, jammed, sauced, insulined out, fucking full nine, to this 208 pound sexy motherfucker. How did it happen? Why? What occurred? It's been quite some time to get to this point to make this video, because this wasn't an easy process by any means. And anybody that pretends like what has occurred in my life over the past year of going from being that person to what I'm at right now, there has been a bunch of different levels of mental challenges that I had to get over, because I had to kind of change who I was in a sense. I did clickbait you on the video, so we're going to get into it. It'll be a good time. I'm going to be very transparent. Some of the things I'm going to go over, what was the initial start of why the fuck I quit taking it, and what clicked in my head to say, time to be fucking done, dude. Because you've seen the Steroids, Drugs, and Life video. If you haven't, go back and watch Steroids, Drugs, and Life, #1. The first episode was why I loved being sauced out. It was why I loved it. It was a personal decision. Everything about your life is a personal decision, and there are going to be consequences that you are going to have to live with from your decisions. It ain't anybody else's fault. The health problems that occurred in my life were my fault. It's not because of a trainer told me to do it. It was my decision to take the shit. And over the past year of transitioning into what I'm doing now has been a personal decision. Never lose sight of that. And like I said in the first video, and so much that I say online, weightlifting, fitness, and everything that we do is about uplifting people. It's the one place we all can go, whether you're CrossFit, bodybuilder, power lifter, fucking looking good naked, strong man, Iron Man, I don't give a fuck what man. This is where we come to make ourselves feel good. This is our therapy. And whenever you can add a little bit of flair to your therapy, such as PEDs, supplements, or anything like that, yeah, it's going to get you more involved, because the results are going to come. You're going to feel more attached. You're going to feel more of a connection with it. And that's exactly how I got wrapped up into taking a bunch of steroids and becoming a pro bodybuilder, and everything that I have now is from it. Out of the gate, I don't regret anything that I have done in my life. Every fucked up, crazy thing that I've ever done in my life has brought me to this point that I'm in right now, and it is fucking awesome. And that's again why I made the personal decision to no longer do it. Last year, I tore my tricep. Let's preface that. Before I tore my tricep, and while I was into bodybuilding, I didn't really take care of myself that well. I did an okay job. I'd say I'd give myself like a C- to a C of taking care of myself. I didn't really give a fuck. I just wanted to be jacked. I wanted to feel it. I wanted to be mentally in it rather than physically, because the body's pretty resilient. And if I wasn't having a bunch of crazy side effects, fuck it, let's roll. I blasted a lot. I dropped down my test from, instead of taking 1,000 or 1,200 megs a week, I dropped down to like 500, maybe like cc and a half, like 450 or something like that. And I didn't really take care of myself. I didn't get my blood work checked. I was stupid, and I thought like, if I go get my blood work checked, like my my life insurance policy will find out. And there was really no good TRT, HRT clinics that I saw at the time. That was years ago. We're talking 10 years ago. So I just blasted the fuck out of everything. And I do my cardio, and I'm doing cardio. That's good enough, right? But I'm still eating fucking 5,000 to 6,000 calories a day. I'm still eating high amounts of sugar. I'm still training like a fucking animal and taking more than just test and growth hormone. All those things, like, we're just chalking it up. And it wasn't for 1 or 2 years. It was for a fucking decade plus. So if I'm doing all those things and I didn't expect, I knew things were going to go bad. I knew things were going to show up and I was going to have problems. I just didn't know what. And whenever it would come, I'd deal with it then. Now, where I sit, I tell all you young guys out there that are blasting the fuck out of gear, bro, go find a good TRT clinic. Go find somebody. There's tons of clinics out there. There's laws against them being able to share information with other people. You have to be the one to share the information. But I can't stress enough going to get checked after blasting the fuck out of some gear, or going doing a show and then 2-3 weeks after your show, get your blood work done, see where you're at. It is very, very important, ladies and gentlemen. Cannot stress it enough. I'm not saying you got to stop it, but it's going to be an indication of how you can find out what's going on. And me personally, I didn't really want to know what's going on, just because then it might tell me to stop. And I didn't want to fucking stop. And at that point, dude, if I fucking died, I died. Like, I was fucking in it, dude. I wanted it. And you're not going to become great or do great things with having those hindrances or growing a conscience or anything like that at that point in time when you're in the thick of shit. Like, I heard stories from some of the people that I've talked to about other big-time, well-known pros and some of the shit that was going on in their bodies, and they were like, fuck it, I'm doing the Olympia. It's like, oh, bitch. It was pretty cool. But at that same time, and I also grew an appreciation for them and what they've done for the sport and how they run things, because it's I don't know, I find it inspiring because they put it on the line for us to be entertained and love it. That's again why I'm big with athletes and wanting to see all athletes do well for themselves and what they do for the sport. I don't want to get lost in that. So, I didn't take care of myself, but last year, 2020, I was like 235 pounds, and still training pretty hard, but nothing too crazy. Tore my tricep, ride a dirt bike. Tore it, fuck, all right, got to get it fixed. I call up Dr. Prisk, and I'm like, hey, tore my tricep, let's take a look. He's like, when was the last time you got your blood work done? I'm like, 2 years, motherfucker. And he's like, blood work. Have to get your blood work done before you have surgery. So we go in there, comes back, not good. He's like, bro, your blood work's fucked. And I'm like, oh, that sucks. I still need to fix the fucking tricep. So he's like, we need to get you all regulated out. We need to get you set up. You need to stop taking fucking shitbag underground testosterone. You need to get on farm grade testosterone. We need to make sure your diet's on point, because as it looks with all your blood work, looks like dog shit. I'm like, okay, and I'm not a fucking doctor. I know the basics, everybody. So I'll run through some of the things that were going on with my body, and it's just layman's terms, quick and easy. Hematocrit, hemoglobin, blood pressure, resting heart rate. All of them were high. Like, really high. My hematocrit was around a little over 58%. My hemoglobin was 19.8. My resting heart rate was around just under 100 beats per minute. And my blood pressure was, give or take, like 150/90. All high. All correspondingly high. Not fucking good. That right there, it's all fixable. All these things were fixable. But all of them also are indications of not taking care of your body. Too much testosterone, not staying hydrated, not donating blood, not having phlebotomies done to get the red blood cells out of your body. You have too many. So at the end of the day, that was what occurred right before my tricep surgery, and I said, okay, time to be done. I need to focus on my health. Had the tricep surgery. After the tricep surgery, focused on health. High hematocrit, high hemoglobin, high blood pressure, high resting heart rate. All those are like direct indications of having problems later on in life. 35 years old, I'm 36 now. At the time, Prisk was like, Seth, he's like, if you continue down this road, if you continue doing all the shit you're doing right now, by the time you're in your mid-40s, that's when you're going to start having problems. These things that are occurring are direct indications of problems down the road. And I'm like, down the road though? He's like, yeah, we can fix it and you'll be okay. But if you continue to do the fucking shit you're doing, that's how guys throw clots and have strokes. That's how guys have heart attacks when they're young being pre-50 years old. And I'm like, fuck. Okay, cool. Let's get straightened out. So we did. I got all straightened out, and then maybe 4 months after I got straightened out, I'm like, man, everything looks good. I had to go get, I was having phlebotomies done every single fucking week. Every week they just took blood out of me until I got all my levels down. My hemoglobin was finally at 15. My hematocrit got into, I think we got down to like, I want to say it was 46%, something like that. So, I mean, everything was looking on the up and up. And then I got back on a little bit of test. And I'm like, yeah, like I got back into it. Not crazy, not like I was doing, not 1,000 mgs a week. But I just started training hard again, eating big again. And I was into it. And then, like, at that same time, had SJ. And he's my son, my first son. I have 2 older girls, but I have a son now. The businesses are thriving. They're doing well. Again, thank you for all that. It couldn't be going any better. And I went and got blood work done, and everything shot back up. All those same things I had, my resting heart rate went back up. My hematocrit went back up. All of it went back up. And I'm like, this is a direct correlation. So I sit there and I said, I had to have a conversation with myself, which I tell people is always the most important. When you have a conversation with yourself, you have to actually mean it. And at that point, that's when I was like, I'm done. I gotta be done. I have a son. I have thriving businesses, number one. They're wonderful. I don't have to rely on steroids to pay my bills. I have a son. Now, whenever I say I have a son, like, my 2 older daughters, they're great. They're going to go on to meet tremendous people, men. Hopefully they meet great guys that will take care of them and treat them the way they deserve to be treated. They'll be well taken care of, because that's part of at least the traditional lives that we live, where my envisionment is them to meet great men or great people, whoever the fuck they meet, and them take care of each other. Kind of how I take care of my family. And I'll have to pass that on. That's giving them away in marriage. So that's great. But whenever I have a son, it's different. He's my son. He is a full extension of myself. No matter how much money I make or how much money I put in a fucking trust fund for that kid, me being around, there is no comparison to me being around to raise him to be a better man than I am for his future family. That's where it hit me hard when I was like, it's time to be fucking done. Because that's why you have kids, and that's why it meant so much to me having a son, the same way my dad views me, and the things that my dad has said to me about what I've done and how hard I've worked and what we have here and everything that we do is, he says, you become a better version of me. That's something that when a father says that to you, it fucking means a whole lot. And any male out there, father-son bond like that, I mean, whether you had a shitty dad or not, like, that's what you hope for your son. So that hit. Bad health. Had a son. Hit me hard. Businesses are great. I need to change. The next part of that is whenever I was like, okay, but this is who I am. For 16 years, I've been taking fucking gear and living that shit. It is part of who I am. Now that means I have to change who I am. That's the difficult part about all this, is what's going to happen up here. And over the past 7 months, it has been like, why haven't I made this video over the past 7 months? Because I had to fucking go through it all, and it fucked with me. I still have moments where I'm like, fuck yeah, it'd be great to get on some shit again. But no. The next step was, the reason that I don't need them anymore is because I'm done. I'm not competing. I'll never compete again. Do I have some, I don't want to say regrets. I said I didn't have any, but if there was things I did have left unfinished business on the stage. I could have competed more. I could have did great things on stage, but I didn't. And at this point in my life, I'm not doing it. Everybody knows the athletes that everybody can look and say, man, he should have stopped last year. He's just kind of getting old. He's not the same as he used to be. There's no reason for me to continue to blast the fuck out of gear if it's no longer needs to be part of my life. I always knew there would become a time to stop, and that time was now. And it was time because my health, my family, my businesses, and I'm never competing again. My body's just too beaten. It's not there anymore. I'm not the same symmetrically. There's young, hungry guys out there that are fucking killing it. I don't need to go and prove anything to myself. I do wish I would have competed more. I'll say that to every athlete out there. Compete more. Go enjoy it. Do it, because there'll come a time when your body doesn't respond the same. When your body isn't rebounding the same. It's just not the same. And that's again why, with these companies, we support the shows. We're a title sponsor for the Mr. Pittsburgh, which is will always be my all-time favorite show. Support the industry. We have a lot of things planned. That is my role right now, is to grow the company and support the industry and support other athletes in their area to help them grow, to do the things that they want to do. You know, that's an outstanding thing that I'm very proud of, that what we have here is to be able to start doing those things at a very big level. Evolving as a person. You can't stay the same motherfucker forever, okay? I knew taking steroids in the very beginning, I would be dependent upon testosterone because I planned on taking a fuckload of it. You're not going to be the same motherfucker ever the second you start taking steroids. You take steroids, it's going to change who you are. It's going to. You take a lot of them, yeah, especially whatever you're doing, if you love it and then you take them, they're going to make you love it fucking more. Okay? I'm an intense person. Always have been. My dad's fucking crazy. He's intense as fuck. We're a very intense Italian family. Talking with my goddamn aunts. Whenever I took them, I became more intense. You take more tren, you become more intense. You take more of something, it's going to be great until the point all of a sudden, boom, it stops there. That's your threshold. Side effects. And then you're going to be like, fuck it, I'm still making gains, but the side effects are happening. It's a battle that happens with all of us, and we just learn as we go. Some people learn faster than others. But 16 years of it, loved it all, had to be done. It had to take time for me to understand that I'm okay without them. That's part that I think a lot of competitive bodybuilders, once they stop, it feels like you lost a part of yourself because that was who you were. And you have to evolve as a person. You can't stay the same motherfucker. If you're the same person that you were 5 years ago as you are right now, I don't really want to fuck with you. Because you're not evolving. You're not becoming better. You're not putting yourself in new situations, challenging situations, or even learning from winning, losing, mistakes, greatness. You need to continue to evolve and become better. It's part of it. This was one of the most difficult times for me to evolve because I felt like I was losing a piece of me. Because I love testosterone. Who doesn't like taking 1,000 mgs a test? It's fucking awesome. Now I gotta take 200 mgs. It's okay. It's way better. It's farm grade. It's awesome. But it was a part of me where I'm like, it was a big transition. And every single week, I'm like sitting there taking 1 cc, and I'm like, that's it? Okay. And then I had to see the weight drop because at the same time I had to change my diet. And I'm like, fuck. But that was the beginning of it. Now, I sit here right now so clear-headed with business, with family, with my thoughts of what I want to do with my life, that it is wild. It's insane. I wake up with a whole different attitude. I wake up with a different mentality, which isn't one was better than the other. It's just the evolution of you. And I'm like, holy fuck me, this is wild, because I look back and I'm like, that was fucking crazy. I would never take 700 mgs of fucking tren a week. No fucking way. But then I'm like, that dude was wild. And now I sit here, I'm like, I'm excited to eat a completely different diet. I'm excited to do fucking HIIT training? What the fuck is wrong with you? But how it is making me function in my life, with my family, with my business, my mentality, and where we're taking our companies, it makes 100% sense. And I'll always love bodybuilding. I follow everything. I follow everything. I know every single show. I know the majority of competitors in every single division. I love it. But I had to change myself for the betterment of what I want to do in life. Evolve. And this was one of the most difficult positions to do it because it was all on me. It wasn't any outside influences or trying to help a person or anything like it. It was me doing it for me, and it took quite some time. And I still have my ups and downs. I still sit there and, man, I used to have a bunch of Anadrol in that drawer. Man, I love Anadrol. No more. But that's something that I don't see a whole lot of guys talk about because, you know, in bodybuilding, bro, it's always intense. And a lot of competitors, a lot of former competitors, we all hear about people dying in their late 40s, early 50s, early 60s. Bro, that ain't too fucking old, man. You know, I'm 36 years old, and if I died when I was fucking 50, if I die when I'm 50, fuck, that's gonna suck. But at the same time, that's why I look at it and you gotta live. Enjoy your time while you're here. And like I said, I always knew there'd come a time to stop. Time's now. Find a good TRT clinic. Get with good people. Do a good job. Get your shit checked. At the end of the day, what I did to get to this point over the past 7 months, year, since I tore the tricep, tearing my tricep was a blessing in disguise. If I didn't fucking do that dumb shit and tear my tricep, I would not be right here right now. I wouldn't be in this same position. I wouldn't be in this same thought process. So all that shit, everything happens for a reason. Motherfucker, it somehow hits me every time something wild happens because I thought the fucking world was over when I tore my tricep. But right now, like I said, over the past 7 months to get to this point, there was a bunch of different ways to go about it. You know, Dr. Prisk played a huge role. He was the one in the very beginning that looked at my blood work and said, bro, he's like, you're a good guy. You got a great family. Got a baby on the way. You take care of yourself. And I'm like, okay. And he sat down and went through everything that we need to do, especially diet-wise. We talked about my diet, and he's like, bro, you got to cut the fucking dumb shit out. The red meat once to twice a day. It's not that red meat is bad. It's that with all of the issues that I had going on, hematocrit, hemoglobin, resting heart rate, blood pressure, all those with the gummy bears, with the high carbohydrate intake and the red meat intake, all those, he's like, we got to start changing how you do. He's like, we're going to switch it up to see what happens, and we'll see it all happen through the blood work. That'll be, so he was the one that pushed me towards like the food. Because, bro, there's a bunch of drugs you can take out there you could just take a blood pressure medication, take blood thinner. You could do all those things, but the way that he and I looked at it, and I completely agreed, was doing the work rather than taking another pill. Because I already took enough shit. And it was a matter of doing the work. And the work was relatively difficult in the sense of changing the entire landscape of your day. So the food was big for me. I cut out a lot of the sugar. I don't eat as many gummies at all anymore. Still have my pretzels here and there. I like my pretzels. But I went to a Mediterranean style diet, which is just a fancy word for like no processed bullshit. Whole foods. I get to eat red meat. I was eating red meat like once a week. Right now I eat it once or twice a week, and I eat a lot of it, usually a big fucking fat ribeye. But it's fruits and veggies. I eat carbohydrates, complex carbs around my training. Lean meats, which is eggs, chicken, white fish. I eat salmon too. The fats come from nuts, oils, avocados, things like that. This is what I've been doing for the past 7 months to get to the point where I'm at, really lean. I feel fucking great. I eat way more fat than I used to. I eat an incredibly well-balanced diet full of very, very high-quality foods. I'm only 50% vegan. But I love fruits and veggies, and I love eating clean, but I love my red meat. I'm not training for strength. This is just a health-based diet. The diet isn't like, I'm going to get lean, I'm going to get strong. All health, so my blood work looks good. That's the focus of it all. So that my blood work looks good, so that I continue to watch my health and monitor it. Right now, I sit in the best shape of my life, best cardiovascular shape, the most mentally clear I've been in a long time, and my blood work hasn't looked this good probably since I was a fucking teenager before taking a bunch of gear. So all those things are great. This isn't the end-all be-all for me. I'm going to continue to experiment with other things, such as a different training style. I don't want to just continue to only do HIIT training and body and push and pull workouts. Like I want to do different things. I want to do strength training. I'd love to try doing deadlifting again. I'd love to pull 650, 700 pounds at 200 pounds. So if I'm going to get there, I got there way before just taking a bunch of sauce and eating whatever. I'd like to get there on the dosage that I take right now with my TRT and a different type of diet. But I'm not going to experiment with those things until my health is 100% under control. And this has been one of the wildest things that I've done from a health standpoint. Just monitoring it all and watching it occur, it's pretty wild. So, at the end of the day, get your shit checked. Go get your blood work done. No matter what scenario you are in your life, whether you're a fucking geared out bodybuilder, powerlifter, whatever the fuck you are, go get your shit checked. If you're just somebody that took some gear here and there, maybe has a couple health issues that are coming into question, maybe you're late 30s and you notice that you feel like shit, probably have low T, go get your blood work done. Go get checked out. Those things are very important to do no matter what situation you are in life. Have to do it. And remember, all of this shit is a personal decision. It's what you want to do with your life. You. It's all up to you. If you take gear, don't take gear, do whatever you're doing. Everything that you do has consequences associated with it. Whenever I was 19 years old, whenever I first started taking steroids, I knew that I was going to fucking love them. I knew that I was going to end up being dependent upon testosterone the rest of my life. I fucking knew it, and I didn't give two fucks. Didn't care at all. So, all of those things are personal decisions that we make in life. Me, it just so happened that things turned out pretty well. There's a lot of other people where things don't happen, things don't turn out very well. I had a crazy amount of bumps and bruises and fucking pop-ups that you're like, Jesus, that was fucking crazy. I just continued to push through them. I didn't give a fuck, and I had to deal with a couple of them. That's why my health is so important to me now, and just evolving as a person, becoming better. No matter what you're doing, if you have been doing the same job for the past fucking 5 years and haven't evolved, haven't stepped up, haven't promoted, anything like it, step your shit the fuck up. Don't be afraid to become a better version of the person you were yesterday. Because in life, the whole goal, at least from my perspective, is to become a better version of yourself every single day. This was one of the craziest things I've had to go through recently, given the fact that it was all on me. Don't be afraid to do the same for yourself. A lot of self-reflecting occurred over the past year. Is this the right thing to do? There was days back and forth where I was like, yes, no, yes, no. You're going to have those things. You're going to question every single motherfucking thing you do. But at the end of the day, it's your decision. And if it turns out that that decision was fucking bad and you don't like it, do not regret it. You just simply move on. You remember everything that occurred there and you take a new step forward. If that decision turns out to be really good, don't think that just because it was really good, you won and you don't have to reflect upon what occurred. Reflect upon what occurred in that time as well, good or bad, and continue to take steps forward. Over the past year with this and how our company has grown, no matter whether we have a fucking release where we made millions of dollars or we fucked something up on the back end and it didn't go as well, we have to sit there, reflect, and look back at every single thing that occurred. What worked, what didn't, why it went so well, why it didn't, what's occurring, how's it going. Do the same thing with your life. You can't just continue to piss into the wind and hope for the best. If you want to continue to excel, you do it every day with the gym, people. Do it all the time. That was a great workout. What'd I do at that workout? Man, look, I'm getting fucking leaner. What am I doing right? All those things need to be reflected upon for your life as well, for you to become a better version of yourself. And I'll close with it. It took me a while to get to this point over the past year, and it wasn't easy. And I'm glad that I'm in this position, and it's going to continue to be a challenge for me, and I look forward to it. But again, thank you guys for listening. I hope that you gained a new perspective on some things through this video, and understand that everything that you do is a personal decision. What we have here at the gym, what we have here within our world of fitness is very unique. That's why we have so many videos. That's why we have so many people that are just attracted to the YouTube sensations and everything that we do. It's very unique. Be a good motherfucker. Do a good job and push the good. Don't be a negative motherfucker. Work hard and uplift everybody. Because right now, in our times, in the country that we're in right now, we need more good motherfuckers doing a really good job. Fucking everybody. Thank you. Subscribe, like, comment, give it to me. I love it.